Welcome to this life-changing video. If you've ever studied for hours and then forgot everything in the exam, if you've ever walked into a room and forgot why you came there, if your brain feels full but still empty, then this video is for you. Because today I'm going to share something powerful, a way to transform the way your brain works, and here's the best part. This video is also going to improve your English. As you listen, you'll not only learn how to remember everything you study, but you'll also learn how to use clear and powerful English sentences, grow your vocabulary naturally, and understand English in a way that sticks, just like your memories. So whether you want to pass your exams, remember everything you read, speak better English, or train your mind like a genius, stay with me till the end. Because if you truly apply the steps I'm about to show you, you will never forget what matters again, and you'll finally feel what it's like to trust your mind again. Let's begin. Step 1. Understand how memory works. The first step to remembering everything you learn is to understand how memory actually works. You see, most people never learn this. They think they have a bad memory. They say things like, "I'm not smart. My brain is weak. I can't memorize anything." But the truth is, you don't have a weak memory. You just have an untrained one. Nobody ever taught you how to use it. And that's the first mistake we all make. So let me explain. Your brain is like a library. Imagine that every time you learn something, a name, a date, a new English word, it's like putting a book on a shelf. The information comes in, but it doesn't always stay. Why? Because most of the time, it never moves from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. Let me explain it this way. Short-term memory is like a whiteboard. You write something down, but if you don't save it, it gets erased. Long-term memory is like a notebook. Once you write something there, it stays with you, maybe forever. Now think about how we study. We read something once, we hear a name once, we never repeat it. We never connect it to emotion. We never visualize it. And then we say, "I forgot." Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're at a party. You meet someone new. They say, "Hi, I'm Amina." You smile, talk for 2 minutes, and walk away. Then 5 minutes later, someone asks, "What was her name?" And your brain goes blank. Why? Because your brain heard the name, but never processed it. You never repeated it. You never connected it to anything. You never made it real. So the memory vanished. Now imagine this time, you meet a man named Jason. You think, Jason, like Jason Statham, the actor. He kind of looks like him. You smile and say, "Nice to meet you, Jason." Later you ask, "So Jason, what do you do?" Now your brain repeated the name, connected it to a picture, and even added emotion. That means your brain built a stronger path, a real memory. The lesson. Memory is not a talent, it's a skill, it's something you build. So if you ever thought, "I can't remember things," remember this instead. You can, if you learn how your brain really works, and that's what we'll do, step by step. Step 2. Pay full attention. What you don't notice, you can't remember. Now let's go to step 2. This one is simple, but it can change your whole life. You can't remember what you don't notice. Let me say that again. You can't remember what you don't notice. Attention is the door to memory. If the door never opens, the memory never comes in. Most people try to memorize without focus. They read while checking their phone. They watch English videos while thinking about dinner. They try to study, but half their brain is somewhere else. And then they say, "Why can't I remember anything?" The answer is simple. You never truly saw it. You only looked at it. There's a big difference between seeing and noticing. Seeing is with your eyes, noticing is with your mind. Let me give you a small test. Think about your phone right now. Can you remember what's written on the lock screen? Most people can't because they see it every day but never notice it. That's how most of us study. We look but we don't notice. We read but we don't pay attention. So step 2 is train your focus. When you study, give it 100% of your mind. No phone, no scrolling, no background music that distracts you. Just you and the thing you want to learn. If you give your full attention, your brain says, "Okay, this is important." It opens the door. The information walks in. And then it stays. So next time you learn a new English word, don't just read it. Look at it, say it, imagine it, use it in a sentence. Make your brain say, "Hey, remember this one." Because focus is the first signal to your memory that says, "This matters." Step 3. Repeat and connect. Now, let's go deeper. If attention opens the door, repetition builds the path. Repetition is not boring, it's powerful. It's the reason you remember songs, prayers, movie lines, not because you tried to memorize them, but because you heard them again and again. That's how your brain learns, through patterns and repetition. But here's the secret, don't just repeat, connect. When you repeat something with meaning, it becomes part of you. When you repeat something without meaning, it fades away. Example, if you're learning English and you repeat apple, 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 your brain says, "Okay, sound." But if you say, "I eat an apple every morning. I bought red apples from the market. I love the smell of fresh apples," now your brain says, meaning, emotion, connection. You see the picture, you feel it, you use it. That's how repetition becomes memory. So step 3, repeat it, connect it, use it in real life. Don't just study English, live it. Don't just read a sentence, feel it, and soon you'll start remembering without even trying. Step 4, visualize, see it in your mind. Now, step 4 is one of my favorites, visualization. Your brain doesn't think in words, it thinks in pictures. If I say elephant, you don't see the letters ELEPHANT. You see a big grey animal with a long trunk. That's how memory works. So if you want to remember something, turn it into a picture. Learning English, don't just memorize the word ocean. Close your eyes and see it. The blue water, the waves, the sound, the salt in the air. Now your brain says, "Okay, this is real." Studying history? Don't just read the year 1947. Imagine the people, the voices, the emotions of that moment. Visualization adds color, shape, and emotion to your learning, and what's emotional beta becomes unforgettable. So, step 4. Whenever you learn, visualize it. Make it alive in your mind. Step 5. Add emotion. Feel it. Emotion is glue for memory. If something makes you feel something, you'll never forget it. That's why you remember your happiest moments. That's why you remember your heartbreaks. Because emotion locks the memory deep inside. Now imagine using that for learning. When you study, try to feel something. If you're learning English, don't just memorize sentences. Listen to stories, feel the words, laugh at a joke, cry at a quote. Connect the emotion to the language. When you care, your brain cares. When you feel, you remember. So step 5. Add emotion to what you learn. Make it personal. Make it yours. Because your brain doesn't forget what your heart feels. Step 6. Review and recall. And now the final step, the secret that turns short-term memory into long-term. You've probably heard the phrase, use it or lose it. That's exactly what memory does. If you learn something once and never review it again, it fades away. But if you come back to it after 1 day, 3 days, 1 week, your brain says, "Oh, this again. It must be important." And it keeps it safe, had in long-term memory. That's why review is powerful. And not just review, recall. Don't just read again. Close your book and try to recall from memory. Try to explain it to someone. Try to teach it. When you recall, your brain becomes active. And active memory, strong memory. So step 6, review it. Recall it. Revisit it. Again and again until it becomes a part of you. Mind practice. Strain your brain like a muscle. Now let's do some mind practices, small daily habits that make your memory sharper and your English stronger. 1 new word daily. Learn 1 new English word every day. Don't just read it. Use it in 3 sentences. See it, say it, feel it. 2.5-minute recall practice. At the end of your study time, close your book and speak out loud everything you remember. You'll be shocked how much your brain can recall when you ask it to. 3. The visualization game. When you learn a new word, picture it. Make it funny, make it strange. The more creative the image, the stronger the memory. 4. The teaching trick. Teach what you learn. Even if it's just to yourself in the mirror, because when you teach, you understand twice. 5. The emotion link. Add emotion to learning. Say, "I love learning." Smile when you study. Positive emotion tells your brain, "Keep this." 6. The daily review. Every night before sleeping, recall 3 things you learned today. No books, no notes, just memory. That's how you turn your short-term into long-term. Ending message. Trust your mind again. So now you know your memory is not broken. Your mind is not weak. You are not slow. You just never learned how to use your brain the right way. But today that changes, because now you understand. Focus brings information in. Repetition keeps it alive. Visualization makes it real. Emotion locks it deep. Review builds it forever. Start today, practice these steps, and you'll see you'll remember what you learn. You'll speak better English, and you'll finally feel proud of your own mind again. So my friend, don't stop here. Train your memory, train your English, and train your life, because the more you trust your mind, the more your mind will trust you.